I didn't know the truth about my husband. I married him without knowing anything about him. If I had known, I would not have married him. At first, he seemed like a great man. But later, I found out he was different. Let me tell you everything from the beginning. One day, I went to my friend's wedding. The hall was full of happy people. Everyone was laughing, dancing, and eating. I was enjoying myself with my friends. Then I noticed a man standing alone. He was tall and handsome. He looked at me often, but he didn't say anything. He didn't come to talk to me. During the wedding, I danced and smiled a lot. The man didn't dance or join the fun. He only stood and watched me from far away. 2 days later, I got a message on my phone. "Hi, I saw you at the wedding. Can we talk?" I was surprised. I replied, "Who is this?" "I'm the man from the wedding," he wrote back. "You looked beautiful. I want to get to know you." I didn't know what to say, but I felt curious. So I replied, "Okay, we can talk." We started texting. He was very kind and polite. He said, "You are special. I like you very much." We talked for 2 days without stopping. Then, on the 3rd day, he said something shocking. "I want to marry you. I see you as my wife and the mother of my children." I was surprised. "But we don't even know each other," I said. "I know you are the one for me," he said. "Please say yes. I will make you happy." His words touched my heart. I believed him. So I said yes. Our wedding happened quickly. It was small and simple. Only close family and friends came. I wore a white dress and he wore a suit. He looked happy, and I thought I had found the perfect man. In the beginning, everything was wonderful. He was kind, caring, and gave me gifts. He said sweet things to me and always made me smile. I felt lucky to have him. But after 1 month, things started to change. One day, I saw him smiling at his phone. He was texting someone. "Who are you texting?" I asked. "Just a friend," he said quickly. Then he put his phone away. I didn't think much about it. I trusted him. Days, months, and years passed. We had 2 children, a boy and a girl. Life seemed good. I thought we were a happy family. But soon, he began coming home late. Work was busy, he said. He stopped spending time with me. He also never let me touch his phone. Time passed. His behavior started to change. I felt he was still texting someone, but I didn't tell him. I hoped it would stop. One night, he left his phone on the table and went to another room. I picked it up and opened it. I found messages from another woman. The messages were romantic. He called her my love and my everything. I couldn't believe my eyes. He never told me he loved me, but he told her. My heart broke. I cried. He bought her gifts, but never bought me anything. I saw pictures of them together. I was shocked. The woman was from my village. I knew her. What surprised me was that she wasn't younger than me or more beautiful than me. She was 5 years older than my husband. She had 3 children. Her husband worked abroad. The worst part was that my husband had been seeing her before we got married. Even after we married, he still went to see her. He didn't come home for 3 or 4 days. He was with her. He gave her money and took her kids to the park and shopping. I felt tears in my eyes. My heart broke. I thought, how could he do this to me? When he came back, I showed him his phone. "What is this?" I asked, crying. He looked shocked. "I'm sorry," he said. "I made a mistake." "A mistake?" I shouted. "You lied to me. You promised to love me, but you were with her all this time." He begged me to forgive him. "It won't happen again," he said. "Please, give me another chance." I didn't know what to do. I felt lost. I felt so much hate for him. I didn't know why my life was like this. Why did this happen to me? I took my children and left. I couldn't tell anyone. I stayed with my parents for 1 month without saying anything. Finally, my parents asked why I wasn't going home. I had to tell them. I didn't tell them everything, but I told them part of the story. They didn't believe me at first. They said, "You have children. Please forgive him. Maybe he will change." He came back and asked for forgiveness again. For the sake of my children, I agreed to give him 1 more chance. Maybe he would change. We started living together again, but I had no feelings for him. I hated him. I couldn't forget what he had done. After 2 months, the same things started again. The texts started again. I realized then that he hadn't learned from his mistakes. I saw them together in his car. He was still doing the same things. He would apologize in the evening, saying, "I'm sorry. You're the best wife, the best mother. You're my angel. Please forgive me." I gave him a second chance, but he repeated his mistakes. Now, I've made a decision for myself. I'm not listening to anyone anymore. I'm listening to my heart. I decided to divorce him. I wanted him out of my life. I left. I went abroad to work. I left my children with my parents. Life is like this.